The officer didn't even finish his sentence before my hands started shaking. "Miss Hale, we've recovered 2 unattended children. They say you're their aunt." I froze. Because I had said no. I wasn't available to babysit. I had been clear, firm, done being the family's backup plan. But my sister Serena sent Lily and Theo in a taxi to my address anyway, except the driver ended up on the wrong side of the city. By the time I reached the precinct, the kids were trembling, mascara streaked, clutching each other like the world had ended. And 3 days later, something far worse happened. My name is Juniper Hale, and my whole life I had been trained to make things easier for everyone else. Serena, the older sister, was the son, the golden child. She got the best room, the tutors, the opportunities. I got excuses. Family sacrifices, Juniper. Be understanding. Understanding became my entire identity. The only bright spot in our family were Serena's kids, Lily with her quiet, wise eyes, Theo who clung to my hand like I kept his world steady. Whenever they visited, I became the mother they didn't really have, tying shoelaces, making soup, reading stories. They looked at me like I was safe. But Serena treated them like accessories. She dropped them off last minute, so she could disappear to a spa or wine tasting. "Don't make this complicated," she'd text. "Be a good aunt." I always rearranged my life, until one day, I couldn't anymore. I was preparing for a major conference, something I had worked on for months, when Serena called demanding I take the kids again. And for the first time ever, I said no. Calmly. Like an adult. She hissed, "You're selfish," and hung up. But no was not a word Serena understood. On Saturday morning, while I reviewed my conference slides, she packed for her weekend trip. She scribbled my street name on a piece of paper, no building number, no cross street, shoved the kids into a taxi, and assumed I would catch her mistakes like always. Except this time I didn't even know. Then the call came from the precinct. The kids had been found crying, alone, confused. When I arrived, they ran into my arms shaking so hard it rattled me. Lily sobbed. "We didn't know where to go." Theo whispered. The driver left. Officer Blake told me gently, "This may qualify as child endangerment." My phone buzzed, Serena calling. I answered on speaker. She screamed, "Where are my kids?" "The taxi dropped them off hours ago." My voice cracked. "Serena, you sent them to the wrong address." Silence. Then rage. "This is your fault, Juniper." Officer Blake took the phone. "Mrs. Brennan, this incident is being documented. Return immediately." That was the moment everything shifted. CPS opened an assessment. Mark, her husband, flew back home immediately. When he saw the report, he looked broken. "She told me you confirmed everything," he whispered. "I told her no," I said. "More than once." My family turned on me instantly. Eleanor said, "How could you do this to Serena?" Aunt Marion left a voicemail saying, "Family matters stay in the family." But this wasn't a family matter. This was child safety. And I wasn't going to stay quiet. Mark's attorney, Miss Foster, moved fast. "We're requesting temporary custody. Your testimony is critical." The courthouse felt colder than winter. Serena arrived polished, crying on cue, playing the devoted mother who made one little mistake. Her attorney painted me as jealous, bitter, childless. Ms. Foster simply said, "We have evidence." Officer Blake testified. The address Serena wrote didn't exist. The kids were alone 20 minutes. They were cold, crying, terrified. CPS presented past incidents, lateness, wandering, neglectful patterns, all documented. When I took the stand, Serena's attorney smirked. "You chose work over family." I answered, "I chose safety over enabling dangerous behavior." Then Serena testified, crying, blaming stress, claiming she assumed I'd be home. Ms. Foster's cross-examination cut through everything. "You didn't confirm your sister was home? You wrote an incomplete address? This is not your first incident of neglect, is it?" By the end, Serena's tears couldn't hide the truth. Judge Keaton delivered the decision. Mark would receive primary custody. Serena's visitation would be supervised. Serena exploded afterward. You ruined my life. I looked at her calmly. You nearly ruined theirs. That was the moment she realized she had lost control. And I realized I had finally taken mine back. Life didn't magically fix itself, but it became real, honest, safe. Mark created routines. Lily's nightmares faded. Theo stopped sleeping with the hallway light on. I didn't get the family I wanted, but I gained something better. A family that chose me. A life built on boundaries, respect, and safety. Looking back, everything changed the moment I said no. Serena sent the kids to the wrong side of the city, and 3 days later, the truth unraveled her entire world. Protecting Lily and Theo cost me my old family, but it gave them a future. And I'd make the same choice again.